can admit this is a very weird way to start a video, especially because I'm backlit and I should really have you the other way around. But mentally, I'm struggling. And I really just want to give myself permission to have a bed rotting day, a couch rotting day. But I also want to read some holiday romances. And there's a ton of novellas that I have available to me via audiobook that I want to read. I will not be getting out of my pajamas. I will not be doing my hair. I will not be doing my makeup. The most we're gonna do is brush my teeth and wash my face at the end of the night, because I did that this morning already. So besties, let's hang out, let's read. I wanna start with this Talia Hibbert one. I saw someone post on Riley's Discord that they really loved it. I didn't know that Talia Hibbert had this holiday romance. It's available from my library, so we're gonna start off with listening to that. And I'm gonna try to figure out how to hook up my book from my library to my Google Home so that we can time lapse. That said that very weird. Okay. My cardigan. I know it's like a sweater, but that's just the kind of start of the back and front panels. And now I will go in and actually build them up. So let's get started. All right, friends. I did in fact finish Wrapped Up in You last night. This was so cute. It's like a friends to lovers mutual pining. They've both been in love with each other for forever, but never admitted it. And she's recently divorced. And now he comes to town. They live in Scotland, so like we've got the whole Scottish setting if you love that. And he's like, this is my chance. I'm gonna have a 1-year plan to make this woman fall in love with me. And of course, you all know I love an obsessed hero. So this was a lot of fun to listen to. It was a 4-star read for me. Number one, the narration for our female main character actually sounded like it was underwater. And as someone who's had audio issues throughout the entirety of this year, I relate, but it definitely to me sounds like the recording had some issues and they tried to fix that in edit, and it just makes the whole audio sound like it is underwater. So listening to her kind of made my ears hurt. It sounded like I had water in my ears. So that was unpleasant. But outside of that, it was a really fun story. I just tend to struggle with novellas because I feel like I don't get enough time to emotionally connect with these characters. And I wanted more moments between them. And up until the epilogue, this is a closed door romance with actually no spice at all. So if you're not looking for spice in your romance novels, I would recommend that you check this book out and just skip the epilogue portion of it. It was sweet. It was cute. I love the mutual pining aspects. And of course, you all know that I love friends to lovers. However, I do have to go into work a little bit later on today. And because I have a commute for that, I could probably finish like 1.5 more audiobooks on Kindle Unlimited, which I paid for the whole year of Kindle Unlimited. And then throughout the entire year, I've read maybe 4 books on KU. That's crazy, because when you think about how much money I paid for the year subscription and then how little I used it, waste of my money. And I love KU. But anyway, there's a bunch of like Christmas novellas on KU by a bunch of big name like romance authors. And I want to start with Cruel Winter with You, which is the Ali Hazelwood one. Why am I starting with that one? Because I saw Jana reading it last night. And she said she was having a great time and she loved it. So of course I'm going to listen to Jana and listen to this book. I hope that I really love it, but I'm going to listen to all of the novellas in this series, and then we're going to just have a holiday romance reading time with novellas. I also want to try to get closer to 100 books read this year, because I mentioned in previous videos, this is the first year that I'm not going to surpass the 100 books read, which is totally fine. But in my brain, I'm like, could I get close to 100? I'm currently at 83 books read, which means I would need to read 17 books before the year is over, which is perhaps unrealistic. But I am going to just move on with my day, and when I commute to work, I'll listen to an audiobook, which means I'll probably give you an update when I finish Cruel Winter with You when I get home. The bed rotting continues. I don't think you can hear the fan, but if you can, apologies. I don't have the AC on, but it isn't cold enough to not have the AC on, so the fan it is. And I just want to tell you, I am reading Cruel Summer with You, and I'm really enjoying it. I love that it's being told in like these different timelines, she's thinking about their relationship over the past. And I think that is such a great way to establish a connection for readers, because now I know their history. So when they come back to the present where they're snowed in and trapped at their house in like this massive snowstorm with no power and electricity, I'm rooting for them. I want them to get together. And once again, we have one of my favorite tropes ever, which is he's obsessed with her. He is completely obsessed with her, so in love, has been for so many years, and is determined that they get together. And I want that for them. So this book is only like a 2-hour audiobook. So I'm going to finish it, and then I'll see you with my final thoughts. Before I put this camera away, I just want to tell, the camera, my phone, literally. I want to tell you that I did finish Cruel Winter with You, and I was smiling and grinning the whole time that I was listening to this on my drive. This was so much fun. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. What I really love is that Ali Hazelwood knew that because this was such a short novella, she as the author had to answer the question of, why do I care? Why does the reader care, and how can we get the reader to care about this couple and them getting together in such a short amount of time? And the way that Ali personally tackled that is via the exploration of their relationship in the past, which I thought was so sweet. But of course, this is a hero who's obsessed with our heroine, who has been in love with her for many, many, many years, has said the most romantic shit, and I'm just like... It was a fun time. If I was laying down, I would have been kicking my feet and giggling. As it was, I was just smiling and grinning as I was driving to and from work. But I'm going to move on to the next book in this little novella series, which is called Under the Mistletoe. I learned that from Audible because this has the audiobook companion. And I'm going to read the next book, which is, I think, going to be the Alexis Daria one or the Alexandria Belfleur one. However, I'm going to do that, and I will see you in a little bit. Wow. Sorry, friends. It's dark as hell, but I want to tell you that I am almost done with this book, the Alexandria Belfleur one, which is about a firefighter and this woman named Everly who's just like trying to capture the Christmas magic and clearing out her grandmother's estate. It's really cute so far. I am almost done with it, and I would say I'm giving it 4 stars at this point, just because while I like their banter and their interactions, it is suffering from that novella thing I was telling you about, where it feels a little bit too surface level and the author hasn't answered the question yet of why do I care. And I personally think that so far of the 2 that I've read, Ali Hazelwood has tackled this better because of the dual timelines. I've heard that some of the other books in this little mini series also has dual timelines, so we'll see how I feel about them. I will not be reading all of them, but I am almost done with this one. But I'm off to work now, so I'll see you when I get home. All right, besties, I am at work. I'm about to go in. I don't start for another like 30 minutes or so, but on the drive here, I did finish Mischief and Mayhem, the Alexandria Belfleur one, and I really loved it. I thought it was so good. I'm giving it 4 stars, like I mentioned earlier on, but it ends with this very long, spicy scene that had me like, while I was driving. I just wanted to applaud. Like, yes, good for you. That was a very good, spicy scene. Very, how do I say this? He's very dominating in the bedroom in like a very fun, steamy, dirty talk kind of way. And I loved it. It was 4 stars. Right after that, I read the Tessa Bailey one with the giant farmer. It's single mom, literally giant farmer, perhaps the biggest man who have ever existed. This man might actually be half giant. And it was okay. I gave it 3 stars. Like, it was mostly them having sex, which is like, if that's what you're looking for, then this is going to deliver on that. But the sex was not necessarily to my taste because it was very much about like possessing her and owning her. And I was like, that's just not really my thing. But I don't think it was bad. It was just kind of plotless. But again, if that's what you're looking for, that's what it's going to deliver on. And that was a 3-star rate for me. I feel like I've read 3 of the Christmas novellas in this series. There's 2 more in here that I don't actually think I'm interested in. So we'll see what I end up reading after this. But I am finishing this vlog tonight, which means that you're watching this tomorrow. Time is weird. It's tomorrow for me, but it's
today for you, obviously. But I'm going to go into work now, and I'll see you when I get home. All right, I'm done with work. I am getting dinner because I am lazy. But I did also read The Only Santas in the Building, the Alexis Dario one, and this one was also so sweet. I'm like getting to is that so many of these revolve around the heroines having a hookup with the hero and the hero actually being in love with them and them living happily ever after, which is sweet to read about, but I'm like, and none of these are super Christmas heavy, which is totally fine, but I'm still giving this book 4 stars as I am with all of the other books in the series thus far. I did really enjoy it, and I remembered what I wanted to say earlier about the Tessa Bailey one, and like I told you, it was very steamy and very much like them having sex. My friend Jana, I think it was Jana, said like it reminded her of a Jessica Kane, and I agree. That's what I meant earlier. It 100% doesn't necessarily feel like Tessa Bailey. It very much read like a Jessica Kane, and if you haven't read Jessica Kane, it's like age gap daddy kink, which is what it was going for, but also slightly unhinged. But again, if that's what you're looking for, that is what this book delivers. But Only Santas in the Building was really cute, if a little bit superficial in the storyline, and that it still failed to answer the question for me of why do I care. I like that they were together and they were sweet, and I would like to read more about them, but in the novella itself, I'm like, okay, they hook up and they get together, like good for them. But besties, I think I may read one more book for this video, but if I don't, then I'll see you for the outro. Yes, I know that there's the Olivia Dade one, which I might give a go, but in full transparency, I read Olivia Dade a couple of years ago and I really didn't like it, and the reason I didn't like it was because I didn't like the plus size representation in the story, so I'm wary of this one, but I hope that I like it. We'll see if I actually give it a go though. And you know what I mean when I say I didn't like the plus size representation. I felt like it was a very flat, one-dimensional view of plus size representation, and honestly some of the things that she said about the character, like there was this line where she's talking about like him having sex with her and like defiance of her body, and I was like, what the fuck do you mean by that? Like, that's what I mean. All right, besties, and we have reached the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I know this is perhaps one of the shortest videos I've ever posted, but it was really nice just to like get back into reading vlogs. Like this was exclusively a reading vlog, and I had so much fun, even if not every single novella worked for me. And I want to rank the ones that I read. The Ali Hazelwood one is obviously on top. Number 1, I love Ali Hazelwood, but number 2, I think that she really answered that question of why do I care well by having the dual timelines. Like that couple I was really invested in. And then I would say it was the firefighter one, the Alexandria Belfleur, because that scene, when I tell you that steamy scene at the end had me blushing. I was scandalized, and that should be a ringing endorsement because holy shit was that really good. And then it's the Alexis Dario one, Only Santa in the Building, and then the final one would be the Tessa Bailey, and then outside of the Under the Mistletoe series, the Talia Hibbert one was really solid as well. I stand by my 4-star rating for that. But my beautiful besties, that does bring us to the end of this video, and I want to do a little crochet update because I mentioned it, and as you can see, there are no like B-roll footage in here because I couldn't figure out how the fuck to listen to my audiobook and record a video. But crochet progress. I know you're thinking it looks the same, and you'd be wrong. Front panels are almost completely done. I have to work on the back panels, and then the last thing to do for this cardigan is to work on the sleeves and then to sew everything together. So hopefully you'll see me wearing this cardigan at some point near the new year. But my loves, I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun reading it. Let me know if you're reading any holiday novellas or novels this year and what you've been loving. And since we're coming to the end of the year, I just want to thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. It means so much, and I will see you the day after tomorrow. Bye, my loves.